This is your February 2019 General Tarot reading, and as usual, I am using the spiral deck for your basic layout, and then for clarifiers this month, I'm using this cute little deck called the Wildwood Tarot. I like these cards. I'm still getting used to them. I got them recently, a couple of months ago. So I'm going to show you your cards first, and then I'll get started. I hope you guys are well. This reading is for Leo Rising, Leo Sun, and Leo Moon. Your central experience for February is the Sun. Very nice, you guys. I think you have had this card hovering around you for many months now. Seems as though, yeah, you've been really working on yourself or being yourself. So your challenge is the moon, the sun and the moon. Maybe something about that last eclipse made things become clearer to you. What is helping you is the Three of Wands. At the root of your being, you have the World. What you're coming away from is the Eight of Pentacles. As your best possible outcome, very nice, you have the Ten of Cups. Coming up for you, you have the High Priestess. You right now are the Six of Swords. In your surroundings, you have the Devil. It's not as bad as it seems. With your clarifiers, it makes more sense. Your hope or fear is of the Hanged Man. And your general outcome is the Ace of Wands. Really nice, you guys. You have a lot of major arcana in here. You have six out of 11. More than half of them are major. Maybe it was the last eclipse we just had. Something leading up until then, there's been a huge shift, or things are changing dramatically. This is a major cycle for you. Okay. Your central experience for February. You have the Chariot, which in this is called the Archer, and you have the Sun. And so what I'm getting is you are aiming towards total creativity and happiness. Your goal is to fully express yourself the way that you want to. You guys are completely built to express yourselves. That's who you are. This is your major arcana card, the Sun. This is your ruler. This is what you're built to do. And maybe you feel as though in the past you've had to deal with a whole lot of stuff and you didn't have the energy or time necessarily to really devote to completely expressing yourself creatively the way that you want to. But it seems as though you are bent on ensuring that you are headed straight for this and you are doing this. I am also getting something in this reading about travel. You may be deciding to go on a vacation or to go to a particular location that brings you a great deal of happiness or joy, or just brings you new life again, new energy again, to get away from where you've been in order to spread your wings a little bit wider. Your challenge. This may or may not apply, just like all readings, all general readings, especially for a particular sign for the collective, even just from multitudes of readers. Not all of this is going to apply for all of you. So This seems pretty specific to me. Your challenge is the moon with the Two of Cups. So it may be that for a lot of you, your challenge this month is there's some emotional uncertainty or confusion surrounding relationships, as in your romantic relationships, if you're in them. If you're not in a relationship, this is saying your challenge this month is getting clearer about what subconscious urges do you have or subconscious beliefs do you have that continue to bring in a certain kind of relationship for you. Or you perhaps would like to bring in a relationship, but there's something in your subconscious that's getting in the way. Or some doubt or confusion you have about this matter. It may be that you've been getting strange signals in a relationship if you're in one and you're not sure how much of your doubt or worry or confusion is centered around what's actually happening or whether it's coming from you. Things are not quite what they seem. It may be that perhaps for some of you, you have gotten too codependent emotionally on a relationship. And it's gotten to a point now where you have realized you really do need to focus on yourself and get back your own identity again, or to fully be who you are. Maybe something about this relationship has made you lose sight of who you are or how you usually are. It could even be that for some of you, your challenge is you're in a relationship with someone else who is extremely emotionally codependent on you or dependent on you. And you possibly feel responsible for this person where it's not easy to just let them go or tell them to grow up or get a life of their own so that they're not so dependent on you. There's something about this. It feels very deep to me. This doesn't feel like a light challenge. This is a difficult challenge for you to have. I can see how this feeling of responsibility or not being sure what's in the way of having this harmony or this balance with relationships. This can even be in general, relationships in general. If this is friendships, it could be that you've been drawing yourself some strange friends that either have come to rely on you too much or you've come to rely on them too much. Or you're not sure if these alliances are true or not, or whether they're what they seem or not. Interesting. So that's your challenge. What is helping you? You have the Three of Wands and the Ten of Stones, which in this is the Ten of Pentacles. And this card with the home in it, I don't know if you can see it, kind of looks like an earth ship with a tree on top, or a cob house with a tree. This is called home. What's helping you, perhaps, would be to get away from home for a little bit. This woman, it's one or the other. Either you've been away and you're going back home. You know, you could imagine this woman as being a traveler. She's looking over the water back home. She's being drawn to go back home again, even though she's been traveling. Or she's on her way back home from a trip. Or we could look at it the other way around, which is she needs to leave home for a little bit in order to seek unknown horizons or mysterious adventures yet to happen. In any case, I'm getting a balance between these two things, as what's helping you is to not to feel trapped in your home and to feel as though you can have adventures at home, but you don't have to go adventuring so much that there is no sense of home or no place to go back to. And what's helping you possibly for some of you is going looking for a new home. You may be thinking about relocating. You may be thinking about where you would like to find a house at, where you would like to live, where would you like to go to set up a home, or moving your home from one location to another, or seeking a feeling of home. seeking material fulfillment where you feel natural where you are, where you feel like you belong to the area where you are, or to the people that are there, where you're looking for a sense of home or a sense of belonging, where you can lay down your roots and really grow from there. This is what's helping you. At your root, it looks as though perhaps this again is very specific. I'm hoping that this is making sense for someone, or at least a bunch of you. You've been through a long-term karmic cycle of having a hard time manifesting, or having a hard time having what you need. And that could be taken in a number of different ways. This could be feeling a lack of love, feeling a lack of home, feeling a lack of belonging, feeling a lack of money, a lack of a family, a lack of something. And this has been an ongoing, very deep feeling for you, possibly subconsciously, for a long time. And because of that, it has been manifesting here and there for a long time in one way or another. But you have reached a point now where you are dramatically changing, and that old way of feeling is coming to an end. And you're moving on to a completely new way of approaching things or seeing things. You're graduating from this feeling of lack. You're moving on from it. Or you want to move on from it, and you want this long-term cycle to end so that you can begin again without that feeling of lack, where you can have what you need. Coming away, what you're coming away from is possibly working too much, or you've possibly had 2 jobs or 2 things that you were trying to do at the same time. You've got the work card, which is the 8 of Pentacles, and you have the 2 of Pentacles, or the 2 of Stones. In this, it's called challenge. It's been a challenge to balance things in your life with work. Maybe you've been working too much, or you felt tied down to responsibilities, and you wanted to make a choice or decide what direction to go in, but perhaps you just had too much going on that you had to take care of or do. Possibly 2 locations or 2 jobs or 2 situations that it was a constant struggle or a constant challenge to try to balance all of those things. Or because of challenges, you had to hunker down and put a little bit too much focus on things like work or making money or making sure that you had what you need, which is this at your root that you're finally graduating from. This feeling of not having enough. This might be why you felt as though you needed to do all that, or why you felt it was a challenge. But luckily for you, that's what you're coming away from. As your best possible outcome, you have the 10 of Cups. In this deck, it's called the Mirror, but this is the Hanged Man, is this mermaid here. And this is an interesting version of the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is ruled by Pisces or Neptune. And Neptune is sometimes depicted as a man with a fishtail and a trident. This is telling me that as your best possible outcome, you want to go in a completely different direction or focus in your life that has more to do with vision, imagination, creativity, and exploring, seeing things in a different way, expressing things more in a creative, poetic, dreamy way than before, with more empathy, more kindness, more softness. You want to feel nourished by your imagination and your creativity. You need to express yourself from the realm of your sensitivity and your dreams. You want your dreams to manifest. This is your best possible outcome. Is your dreams coming true? or deciding to go towards your dreams, or deciding that your dreams can come into being, that you can have what you wish, to go towards your happiness. Yeah. Going towards your happiness or aiming at your happiness. And what would truly make you happy is to come more from your empathetic, sensitive, soft side of your nature. Instead of feeling as though you can't have what you need, or that isn't realistically possible, or that manifesting has to be a struggle or a challenge, or that you don't have enough to follow that dream. Coming up for you in the near future, you have the High Priestess with the Magician, which in this is called the Shaman. This is really interesting. This is saying that if you just simply follow what your gut tells you, you will see instant manifestation happen. Your intuition and your psychic ability, or your internal compass, knows perfectly well what you're capable of and what you need to do. It says you can manifest what you want. You have it in your power as long as you listen to yourself. And perhaps in the past you haven't been giving yourself enough credit for your gut feelings. But over time you've noticed that your gut feelings come true whether you ignored them or not. And so now you're using that, your intuition, as your guiding force or your internal compass in order to manifest what you want and to begin a new path in your life. You will be receiving messages or omens or signs. You will, even whether it's through the mouths of others or just from things going on around you, you will receive signs. If you follow the signs and you take action on them, then you will be able to manifest what you want. And you will begin a whole new journey in your life. You right now, this is another thing in here that's leading me to believe that some of you are relocating or beginning home someplace else. You right now are moving on from troubled waters onto much more peaceful waters, where you'll have much more of a sense of stability, of groundedness, of being able to provide for yourself, of finding your place. In this, the other card is the Ace of Stones, by the way. This is the Ace of Pentacles. It looks as if you need to go someplace in order to visit some kind of a sacred place that you've been wanting to visit for a long time. Or you're moving to a new location that you're going to be setting up a home in, or relocating to, or you want to go visit some place that's really meaningful to you, as in a vacation or a trip. Or you're moving on from feelings of uncertainty or not having what you need onto a feeling of you have it in you to create what you want. You have it in you to create a new life for yourself with what you create materially. In your surroundings, you have the Devil with the Eight of Pentacles, and this is the second Eight of Pentacles you have in here. This is what you're coming away from, is challenge, in with the Eight of Pentacles. In this, you have the Devil with the Eight of Pentacles. So this is leading me to believe that you have become way, way too locked in to your job or your responsibilities or the things that you have to do in order to make money or bring material security for yourself, where you felt chained to this. You felt chained to this job or this physical reality where you constantly had to work your butt off all the time in order to have what you need. And even then, you didn't really feel like you had what you needed. But that's coming to an end now. The old world of that feeling is ending. But something about this you still feel tied to. If you do step away, if you relocate, or if you go on a vacation or a trip, or you decide to go with your creativity instead of your duties so much, it's almost like you feel chained to it, like there's a feeling of guilt involved if you let it go. But you don't have to feel that way. It could even be that this is a really bad boss. Could be you have some kind of a job where your boss is just intolerable and is downright almost abusive and overworks people, possibly without paying them enough. If this is in your surroundings, you may want to go on a trip or relocate or find some other job. This can be finding a new job as well as a new location, or building a new business that is different from what you were doing before, or something about what you were surrounded by or are surrounded by is making you feel like it's hard for you to get out of it. It's hard for you to relocate. Again, there's something in here about a fear of not having enough money to be able to relocate or go on this trip or start a completely new path in your life. But keep in mind that that is, the devil here is fooling you into thinking that you can't escape this, but you can. And you can get away from this. And this feeling of not having enough in order to do that is coming to an end, because now you have something in sight. There is a possibility for you on how you can do this. There is a way for you to do this. So with these two, if you got away from the devil job here, then you would have ecstasy, which in this deck is the 5 of Vessels or 5 of Cups. This is actually a positive portrayal of this card. That is about, to me right now, it's just talking about breaking free and being your natural, authentic, creative self. And you are determined to do this. You need this. You want this. You're willing to aim at this now. It's no longer an idea. It's a possibility now. It's something that you want to do. If you just do it and break away, can't you just see it? Here's the devil, and he's got his slaves that are working for him, and they can't see a way out. They don't know how to get out. They're afraid that if they do escape, this devil's going to come after them and recapture them again, or send the dogs out on them, or do something to them. But something about this is, yeah, it's not what it seems. The devil is not as bad as it seems. This is the slave worker deciding to free himself, and he ends up running off into the desert or the forest or the wilderness and lights these candles and starts dancing and praying for a new way to come into being, or for good things to happen from here on out, that they will be protected in escaping, that they won't have the devil chase them or hunt them down and recapture them. They're totally free now. This is possible for you in your surroundings, but it does mean getting away or ending this. And your hope is to start a new way, a new path of action, to take a risk on something, to step in the right direction, to step more towards your dreams, step more towards your inspiration, to your spiritual self, to feel free, to be able to be freely yourself no matter how kooky you are or how different you might feel. This is unabashedly, completely being your authentic self and deciding to walk this path and do this and take that leap. This, to me, seems like someone having a vision quest. And after they receive their vision, they immediately go into action and start this new path based off of their vision. This is your hope. Your general outcome is another Ace of Wands. You have 2 Eight of Pentacles and you have 2 Ace of Wands. This Ace of Wands is part of your hope. And this is unique and really nice to see, because what you hope for ends up being your general outcome. This is going to happen. Your hopes are going to happen. It does take your initiative or takes a step forward. Even if it's one of those things where it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, at least you're slowly moving forward. But I'm not getting slowly here at all. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Page of Arrows, or the Page of Swords, which is the Wren. And I'm getting you get a sudden message out of nowhere that opens up a new path of action or a new opportunity for you. It's like an opportunity comes out of nowhere that is your dream opportunity. For instance, if you have been wanting to go on some kind of a vision quest, or here, I'll just show it all to you. If you have been wanting to go towards and aiming for, this is when she's thinking about traveling, of where she wants to go. This is you taking yourself there and doing it. This is that Ace of Wands. This is doing it. And this is the destination. This is the beautiful, amazing, clean air, clean water, wilderness, complete with rainbow, plants, trees, beautiful insects, birds, nature in its fullest. This beautiful vacation, this time out. If there's been a part of you that's been feeling trapped by work, or you don't have enough resources, or work in of itself is a challenge, in order for you to, it's saying that something will become available to you. Something will come to enable you, or you'll start to feel that it's possible to have something, to find something, or to have something to move forward. And just when you've reached that point, a hand comes out of the heavens out of nowhere, or a bird flies out of nowhere and says, you know what? You can have it right now. You don't have to slowly work your way up to doing this. Here it is. Here are your tickets. Here's your plane tickets. Here's the money that you need. Here's what you need. It's right here. Take it. Yeah, and a sudden, amazing opportunity comes out of nowhere. Right when you start to feel like things are really possible, that's when it happens. It's like they want to give you a shortcut. You don't have to spend months or years planning this thing out so that you can do it. You can do it now. Something may come out of nowhere to help you step into it now. Looks amazing. Okay, hopefully that helped or made sense, and I will see you soon for your bonus readings. Many blessings. Bye.